So here I am, Colours 2019 at Newbury Racecourse. Bit of a tractor care. Let's go and have a look. The march of the wargamer heading up towards the entrance. It's always single blokes, isn't it? Or small groups of blokes. Wargaming for you. God, I remember it used to be a little place in the hexagons. God, it's changed. There we go, Colours 2019. Been coming to the show for years and years and years. Haven't been for a little bit, but let's go and have a look. This has a massive game.
I tried getting he said, problem is, if I actually go into the true ground stuff, you say pupil.
Oh, Jesus. Big snake. I think you can only get about 6 of them. Alright, so this one's only 16, what's the 6? So another 2 safe.
I say we do
6, yeah? So that gives you another 2 LPs for the difference. 9 goes 7. I'm also going to now run full risk to your general. So I picked up 6 APs, so that's 1 roll plus 4. 1 roll
beauty of colours. You get fit going up and down these stairs. 3 floors. Oh. So here we are back from my splash and dash at Colours 2019. I hope you enjoyed some of the shots of some of the games. I was only there for about an hour and 45 minutes. Not quite 2 hours for sure. Had to get back for my daughter's birthday. Dedication. But it was good, and you know I've been a little bit critical of it in myself in the past because I used to love the old colours at Hexagon. It was crowded and it wasn't very easy to get around, but there was an atmos, and in fact it was in the middle of town, was fun because you could just pop out and get a beer and come back in and what have you. Whereas out at the racecourse, it just it's a good hour journey for me to get to, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. But it's nice, and it's very airy. There's plenty of space, and it seemed to be very, very well attended, as you can see from some of the pictures I showed, some of the video. Very well attended. So what did I get? Well, I was quite disciplined this year. Because I knew I was only going to be there for a little time, if at all, I wrote myself a nice list, which I pretty much kept to. So, you know, good on me. Go me, go me. So first up, a couple of spray cans. People who watch the channel will know I do spray. I spray undercoat, and I found this grey. Well, not this particular grey, so I've never seen this one before. It was a new brand that I thought I'd try. But grey I find very useful for undercoating, and a matte varnish because I like matte varnishing, and I always run out of it. So the problem with buying these things, you can buy them online, but the trouble is they can't go in the post, so they have to be couriered. Or special delivery of some sort, which is frustrating, but it's a price up. So when I go to a show, I always try and pick up 1 or 2 cans just for the hell of it. Also, paint wise, picked up a few that I needed and a few that I thought looked fun. So I go through a lot of Army Painter Quick Shade Dark Tone. So I've got a couple of spares, but I picked one up while I was at the show. I needed some chainmail stroke gunmetal, so I got this gunmetal because I quite like the look of it. I've used it before, and some of my paints, I've been churning the figures out and finding a lot of my paints are running down rather rapidly, and then seem to go through an inordinate number of browns, and I know you can mix them, but they never seem to work. And also because I like to batch paint, problem with mixing them, I can never quite get the same colour the second time, so I just buy different versions of different colours. So there's Troll Claws and Monster Brown, just because of variety. And I wanted some different green. I realised my green collection was fairly limited, so I wanted a fairly vibrant green. So this Goblin Green looked interesting. So that was a bit more of my purchases. Tufts, can never have too many Tufts, right? That's my view. So I always buy, again, a bit like the spray varnishes and paints really, I'll pick up a few whenever I go to a show, just because they're not going to go off and they can sit in my stash and I can just have variety. So these are 144 small Tufts, £3.50 wasn't too bad, I guess. And these are 70, these are supposed to be both wild, but one's obviously darker than the other, but that's fine, quite happy with that. Different shapes, different sizes, different, you know, so I can use them on my bases quite nicely. So pleased with those. They'll go in the stash of Tufts. So on to, let's start with these. So I also bought a number of movement tray bases. You may have seen them on the last video I did for my Nassaus and Brunswickers. I like these sort of bases. They're pound coin size, so there you go. They sit pretty well in there. By the time you put a bit of flock and what have you on there, it just fills it out nicely. And I've got quite a few of these already. Generally I just spray them green, and then when I put a bit of flock and what have you around the edges. I didn't on the ones on the video, but I haven't got around to it yet, but I will. Maybe a tuft or two just in here just to make them look nice. And actually my mate Graham down at the club had got a nice tip. He'd got a spare pound coins which blocks to go in the holes when there's a casualty, just to pop a little coin in there with a bit of tuft and ground on it, so it didn't look like you got a brown hole in the middle, which I kind of liked. So I'll probably do the same thing. So I got a whole load of these group size. So for sharp practice, regular blocks of troops, 8 strong. So I've got quite a number of these, and my aim is to have one for every battalion or every group that I would field, just purely for laziness really, is that they can sit on these on the shelf, and then when I need to take them out and take them to the club, I can I know I've got the trays with them, if you see what I mean, rather than having to go hunting for wherever I put the trays. And I also picked up some of these are ideal for skirmish groups. So again, sharp practice skirmish groups tend to be 6 strong, so there's a clump of skirmishers ready to go there. So I've got a few of those as well, so pleased with that. Again, on the video with the Brunswickers and the Nassau, I thought I needed a few officers to go with the units, so I picked up these from Perry. There's 3 officers. This is a light infantry command, 3 officers and 3 musicians, so just to supplement the figures I've got in the unit already, so that will be good. Also picked up a flag for this is a 3rd Battalion Brunswickers, so I thought this one looked quite cool. Apparently they carried 2 standards in each battalion, so this is the 3rd Battalion, so I thought that would look neat, so I'm going to have that. And then I also picked up this officer. I don't know whether you can see it terribly well. This is a company called Eagle Figures, and I've been looking at Eagle Figures for a while because, again, my passion being these oddity units and oddity nations in wars, I really liked the history of the Swedish army, and in the Napoleonic period. I think it's a fascinating one, and the whole stuff about Bernadotte. If you haven't heard about Bernadotte, do yourself a favour and Google the name Bernadotte, Swedish king, and it's an amazing story. And I've always, in my 15mm Napoleonic collection, I've got a whole load of Swedish figures, for Swedish army, which I used to use when we played Principles of War a lot. And I'm toying with the idea of making a 28mm Swedish force, using sharp practice again, or even black powder, we'll see. But and the only manufacturer I know who does them is Eagle Figures, and so I've been keeping an eye on them, and I stopped in at Colours to see them there, and the figures look fabulous and really, really good. And I nearly pulled the trigger and then decided, no, I've got plenty to work on at the moment, let's carry on what I'm doing. I'll maybe buy them at, I don't know, Salute next year, or maybe Warfare in November. But I did buy this, in fact I bought the flag from him, but also I did buy this Nassau Grenadier, and I'm a bit disappointed, if I'm very honest. It's a fairly rough mould. Certainly the figure on the stand was far crisper and nicer than this one. So I don't know, I've just got a duff moulding, or what it was really, but you know, maybe it'll paint up better, but I just was a bit disappointed by it, I have to say. I might ping him a note and just say, did I just get a duff one or something? Because it just, you look at the face, I know you can see the face there, it's really not come out very well moulded. So anyway, so I was a bit disappointed by that, but we'll see. I'll contact him and see whether he says anything, or I don't know, maybe I'll just paint it up and see what it looks like. So that was that. Also mentioned before on the channel, I am collecting Confederate 28mm figures for my American War of Independence, no, American Civil War, strike that, Army. I've been just buying up from the interweb good, nice looking, reasonable priced 28mm regiments of Confederate troops. I've got about 3, I think, so far, 2 or 3, I forget now exactly, that are really nicely painted and all based and ready to go. I've also got quite a few unpainted figures as well, which I need to get round to. They shouldn't take long because they're fairly simple paint jobs. And so while I was at the Perry stand getting those Brunswickers, I picked up a Confederate artillery piece. This has got a 3-inch Parrott or 3-inch ordnance barrel. You can swap it, there's one or other of them. And a 4-man crew, looks nice, typical Perry quality. And also a box of 3 mounted generals, because I haven't got anything like that. So yeah, that's good. I've nearly bought some Confederate cavalry the other day, but unfortunately they were a bit overpriced, so I didn't. But I'm still looking for them. Next up, I bought some paintbrushes. This was, oh god, what was the company called? Here we go. ABC Brushes. And he had a range of different offers, and you know, so clearance brushes. So these were what are they? Pro Arnie? I don't know. Paintbrushes. So there's a group of them. I think it's 15 there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. No, it might be more, might be 20 in there. Anyway, paintbrushes of different sizes, 0s and 2s and 3 zeros, and so nice selection there. My brushes have been knackered. 15 quid, I thought it's worth a punt. I also picked up a couple of flat brushes, which are great for dry brushing. I noticed the one I use at the moment, or have been using up till now, is, even though I've washed it and everything else, it's looking a little sorry for itself, so that might be retired, and we might use one of these two for dry brushing. So that was that. So moving on to the impulse purchases, I have mentioned also I'm looking to build a Hungarian 28mm army, and I saw a lot of Hungarians for sale, and I saw this Cross of Iron set, and I was quite impressed with it for a sniper. I've got all the infantry I possibly need. There's a bit of flash on the top there, but I thought that sniper was really nice. Really nice. And there's his spotter. It's a flashing on there. Never mind. But I quite like that set. I thought that was really nice. That was Great Escape Games. I bought that from, £4 for the 2 of them. I thought that's it's a bit expensive, but I thought as a feature that would be great. Oops. You know, you can imagine him on my. I'll have to cut the base off, but you know, set him on something like that would be really cool. Or I might put him on a bigger base with some extra bits of terrain. Anyway, we'll see. But that's that. I thought that was really nice. So I saw that was an impromptu purchase, but you know, for the future projects. I also went along to oh, who was it? Oh, Empress Miniatures. Empress Miniatures. I was really impressed online with some of their newer figures they've just released, and I wanted to take a look at them. And of course, taking a look at them means you buy them, doesn't it? Look at that sniper. Sniper Day. This is a British late war sniper. Just thought it was absolutely awesome. There's a small light Malta man. This was a pack who bought this together. That guy, I guess, is the spotter, or maybe that's the secondary man from the Malta. Yeah, probably. And then a bagpiper, which I thought was fun. I thought these were such lovely moulds. I just had to get them, really. I have a vague idea, and I did buy on eBay some 8th Army figures, and at some point I may make an 8th Army bolt action, In which case, this sniper could join that, because you know he's just covered in some sort of, I suppose it's not quite a ghillie, but he's got some sort of netting over him. You know, that could be deserty if I wanted to. Same with the Piper, although the helmets I think were different, and I don't know, I'm not that much of a purist, but they may well join that army when I get around to doing it. But I just thought they were such awesome figures, I had to have them. You understand. And I also picked up while I was there, these are some German late war, I believe. I can't remember now. I just thought they looked really nice figures. I might make these Hungarians. They might join my Hungarian units, just to add a bit of spice and colour. There's that. I also picked up another unit of similar period, late period German riflemen, which I thought were nice as well. So again, I'll probably mix these all in with my Hungarians just to give a bit of variety, because Hungarians in the later period of the war were obviously using a mixture of equipment, German, Hungarian, even Russian. I also bought the Cross of Iron set, so these are the characters from the film Cross of Iron. I just thought they were fun. Didn't need them, probably complete waste of time and money buying them, but I just thought they're fun. So there'll be features in my Napoleon. It would be a feature in the Napoleonic army, wouldn't they? There'll be a feature in one of my German armies. So that was my haul. That was it, really. I think not bad for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes in the show. Really enjoyed it, actually. I wish I'd had another hour or two. I kept bumping into people from the club, kept bumping into people I knew. I wanted to talk to some of the manufacturers, but never had the chance. Wanted to spend a bit of time with some of the games, but just really had time to flash around and see what was happening, which was a bit of a shame. But all in all, a really good show, and I certainly will try and get to it next year. I mean, it is a challenge because it does coincide with my daughter's birthday. However, she is 19 this year and off to university, so she probably won't even be back next year. Oh no, was she? No, she won't have started. Well, she may have started back at university by this time next year, so I may be excused to go to colours properly. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this quick look around the show. Good show, really good. Look out for it on your calendar if you get a chance. As I say, I've changed my views on it a little bit. I really quite like it now, and I will certainly try and get along in future. And I think my views on it were purely based around nostalgia, and that's not much use to anybody, really. So it was a good show, and I would like to have spent a bit more time having a proper look around there. It's certainly airy, it's certainly bright. There were some good games on by the look of it. I didn't really get a chance to look at the first floor terribly much, but I think there were some competitions running there. Bring and Buy was very, very busy, as you'd expect. Yeah, really nice to see some good traders supporting it. So my next show, I think, will be Warfare at Reading. Believe it's the last year they're going to be holding it at the Rivermead Centre. I believe they're pulling that centre down to regenerate it. So I don't know where it's coming next. I've heard some rumours, but I wouldn't like to spread those rumours other than to say it's very close to where I live if it is coming to where they think they're going to put it, which is great news for me. Yeah, Warfare is a really good show, and at the moment I'm entered in the bolt action tournament for 2 days, so I don't know really whether I want to go that far. 2 days of a competition, I'm a bit too old for all that kind of thing. We'll see. I find them quite exhausting 2-day competitions. I'd much rather do a day competition. So to that end, if anybody is watching still, if you are, then thanks. I am thinking about running a bolt action tournament at my club's show, which is Valhalla, next year. Now they've moved it forward a week. It used to be the Father's Day weekend in June, and they've moved it forward a week this year, or this coming year. And I am planning, I've been persuaded by the committee
to run a bolt action tournament. Now this year I tried to run one, but it was very last minute, and I tried to do a 500 pointer and it just didn't get any interest at all. So this time I'm thinking about doing a 1,000 point bolt action tournament. Do you think anybody think that's a good idea? It'll be sort of back end of June. Let's say the week before Father's Day. I forget exactly what the date it is. I should have kept that on memory. If I think of it, I'll put it in text just here. But yeah, I'm thinking about running that, and if so, any interest, put it in your diary please if you want to. 1,000 pointer. I'm thinking about doing missions of some sort or objectives of some sort rather than just straight out the book missions. But it really depends on A, the interest, and B, whether I don't want to spend a lot of time pulling together something if nobody actually signs, or you get 3 people signing up for it. We might as well just have some fun games in that case. Also, I will try and get some prizes for it, etc, etc. But it all depends on the interest I get. So that's something to mark in the diary. And I know some of the viewers are in the US, there's no use to you at all, but it's going to be, Valhalla takes place in Aldershot, and it moved to a new venue this year, 2019, because our old venue is being knocked down. Seems to be a common feature. The new venue was pulled together very last minute. It was pretty well attended, considering it literally was about a month before the show we decided to go with it. So pretty good. So we're hopeful this year, 2020, there'll be even more people attending. So bolt action tournament, hopefully. Also, I think they're doing a DBA tournament, or DBM, or DBA, I forget now, competition there, and possibly also a Saga one. So trying to make that a bigger event than it has been in the past, which is great. Anyway, enough of my waffle. Hope you enjoyed my quick look around. Well, it was a quick look around colours, but as always, when I get to talking, it takes longer. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I can't believe numbers are up to 270 subs at the moment, which is fantastic. So thanks for everyone who's joined. And I will see you again soon. This is Dom signing out. Enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. Gamer Dom signing out. I wasn't going to use Gamer Dom. Ah, shit.